How's the volume?
Who doesn't want to be a pirate?
I want to visit a pirate tavern on a dark, stormy night and find a crew that's up for adventure.
I want to pick a point on the horizon and
Shelley!
explore the vast sea along the way.
I want to take
petting
my
her
revenge
bird.
against my mutinous crewmates.
Freedom, adventure, danger, and reward on the high seas. Pirates have it all. In 2014, a crew of daring game developers set out on an epic adventure.
Come on board for the Sea of Thieves!
Players on a pirate ship together in this adventuring world immediately just felt really exciting.
To capture the thrills of a pirate's life in one legendary game.
Let's create this massive experience that brings players together.
Their voyage would see them discover new lands.
We're here. It happened.
Unexpected
I'm not crying, you are,
My
chat.
perception of what Sea of Thieves was.
I'm trying really hard not to already be bawling.
Stormy seas.
We just couldn't get enough servers online.
Have we lost this moment for this wonderful game to shine?
This is by far the most ambitious game Rare has ever created.
How did this game become the most successful new IP for Xbox since the start of the Xbox One generation?
You kind of need to let go the way that you would traditionally think about making something.
We've got a compass, but we don't have a map.
Making any game is difficult. Making new
Sorry,
IP
Jet.
is harder.
And deliver the pirate fantasy to fleets of passionate fans
I love this game so much.
from every corner of the globe.
This is not just a game, it's a community.
It means the absolute world to me.
Marking 5 years since the game's launch.
5 years?
I always felt we'd get to this moment.
This is the story of Sea of Thieves.
Crying!
What's he doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
No. The main character is the game. Stop it, chat.
But first, our crew needed to decide what the game would be about.
Send in the developers!
And we had dinosaurs,
Shelley's a boss lady!
deep sea exploration. How do we make it a world that they want to get lost in and escape into? And that's where the idea of pirates came from.
I love that.
It would probably enhance it.
I don't know how long it is.
Previously, our designers had been in a world where they were very much creative designers, and then the engineering team and others were the ones who were bringing those ideas to life. With the prototype for Sea of Thieves, that was very different. The engineers would build a lot of the stuff, and then everyone was just digging in and building it and gluing it together.
This is so awesome!
And we started
oh my
learning
God, look at
basic
the
modelling and
look at the
using
very
Unity
beginning.
and prototyping and things like that, and it was so much fun.
We didn't have to think about rendering or graphics or input or anything like that. This took a lot of the technical weight off our shoulders.
So it should be 2 boats, 2 crews.
More than an hour.
Explore it as a crew, as you normally would.
I'm gonna try to limit my commentary so you can enjoy it, chat. But also, you know, keep
the
talking to you.
prototype started with this
Same,
core idea
all of it
is it
once.
fun to sail a ship together as a crew? And then it was just a case of, well, where do we go from here?
I wish I could have played on that, right?
It was as
Like
easy
at the
to start
very
building
beginning.
stuff as it was to start kind of theorising stuff. We've got a rough idea of what's important to us and what's not. Let's actually just start building it, and then we'll find out what works and what doesn't.
Oh, what's all that about?
We've all been there when your
ship
ship
direction
flips.
At the start was build a small piece of lots of different things in an attempt to try and get as quickly as we could a very broad experience that we could play.
Is it possible to like
We really had this mantra that kind of emerged, which was, you know what, let's
pass
just try
out
and see.
from
And the
being
proof
so
was always
happy and
in playing it.
excited? My cheeks hurt.
And I think the beauty of the prototype was it was so quick to try stuff.
When you want to add a character to the prototype, you can just make it a capsule, and that's what we did. You know, they look like Tic Tacs.
We didn't care about the graphics, we didn't care about the audio, we didn't care about the animation. It was all about the fun and finding the fun.
We played thousands of hours of this prototype, so we could see, you know, the types of things that were sparking that story or sparking that social
The way
connection
the
between
bones
people.
shatter.
No, that's me.
Okay, we'll go to that now.
Just
zero.
don't grab bread and
But that
assume
doesn't.
it's not there.
Yeah, that fix isn't in this.
Yes,
build.
that is where the
Don't
first
do
key
that.
figurehead came from. Exactly.
Shelley
Exactly.
Preston is my wife.
Andy is my husband.
And
I love
we
them,
met
both of
as
them.
QA testers at Rare back in 2005. We got married during Sea of Thieves.
We would live and breathe it. We would work on it all day. We would come home at night. We would talk about it. We'd wake up in the morning excited with ideas. We went on honeymoon to Disney in Orlando, and we obviously rode the Pirates of the Caribbean ride with different, you know, kind of fresh perspective of like, now we're working on something piratey. They had a kind of riddle trail where they had clues on paper that would send you to the next location. We looked at that and we were like, this is really cool. We need to try and find a way to get this into the game.
Hi, Bruce. How are you?
Go to the pointy. We can go back to the thrice marked stone.
Did you not put look?
Oh, there it is. Look, look.
Why did I bother putting on makeup?
Every day there was a new thing to figure out. How are things going to work? How do players respawn on their ship? Like the mermaid's there in the game now, but it wasn't the first thing that we tried. Things like
I want one of those, like a plush of that, like, little bean mermaid.
Your whole
That
position
would be
was kind
so
of
amazing.
given away by all these ships like popping up in the distance. But sometimes you have to go through that process of it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong, and every time you get a little bit closer to what the right solution is.
That needs merch, right? We need that. I need a little plush bean of that.
And we're about ready to take off.
Yep.
Helicopter!
Oh, look at the range of that beauty.
I came into Sea of Thieves as already a pirate fan, whereas some people on the team didn't have that same knowledge. We like level designed the ship, which was like actually terrible. It was close to like a cruise liner or a ferry, but it felt absolutely nothing like a pirate ship. How can I tell them that pretty much everything they've done is wrong and we need to start
mode,
again?
exactly.
Greg was like extremely polite, and the next day he kind of brought in like these books of like pirate ships, and I think they realised that actually this is what a pirate ship should look like. And then the next time I saw it, they'd actually built a galleon.
We're approaching it from like a gameplay point of view. Oh, well, you would want somewhere.
There's no defence of it, Shelley. Let's be honest. We did destroy all evidence of it. So.
Part of the design of
They
when you
destroyed
first step out
all
the tavern and you
evidence?
see the ship ahead of you. There's no like grand tutorial that says you need to raise the anchor, you need to lower the sails to get going. There's little moments of magic sort of popping as you play, learning how to interact with this world.
Well, now
like,
there is a
with just you and your
tutorial.
crew.
You're going to remember that as an amazing story.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, treasure! Oh, treasure! Yes!
Honestly, I felt confident that people were going to love
He
it
does,
because everybody
very
that
much
played
so.
it fell in love with it, and everybody saw that charm.
Sailing the seas on your ship with your crew was that kind of, oh my God, we're on something really special here kind of moment.
Oh, I'm circling them. Oh no, they're grabbing us!
Wait, Harvin!
Oh!
Oh, their ship's on fire! Yes! Success! We're running away!
Wait,
my team shot
did he
the other
just say
one
their
back
ship's
in
on
the head,
fire?
nicked all their
And that
stuff
was
and
like
cashed it
in
into
way
his great
launch?
delight.
Like before
I ended up
launch?
with a couple of engineers.
Did he just say
not on
that?
speaking terms for a few days.
Wait.
We were trying to find a visual stuff.
When we did the full pitch to Phil Spencer and Kudo Sonoda and some of the other leadership team within Xbox, they had no idea what we were doing. We'd purposely kept it secret from them.
It was really important that we were able to demonstrate our love for the game and how fun the prototype was.
So we got to the end of this presentation and then said,
oh, and by the way, you're now going to play it. And they were like, what?
It was basically the whole game, but just with rubbish graphics.
Right away, the game was fun, even at the earliest of stages. You could be the pirate that you wanted to be, you could play in the way that you wanted to play.
Certain members of our leadership team who will go unnamed, Kudo, became like the self-sabotage.
I came into the industry as a tester, so I like going in and trying to figure out how to break
Now all I
things.
can hear is
So I
Shet
just
saying,
did everything I could
"Donkey!"
to push
Oh,
the
like
group
donkey?
off the given
Donkey!
path to see how the game would react.
And so very quickly, people were able to play the game and just get an idea of what it was going to be like.
Across multiple sessions, Rare used the prototype to build excitement within Xbox.
None of the players know that they're going to be in the same world together, so we're all rushing to try and get them in and get the game started so they don't see each other's names in the lobby before we press start. They're leaving now. adrenaline.
That's the thanks to the crew.
I enjoy the grog. That's good stuff.
I gotta change the sails. We're enough top so you're steering the
When
ship.
y'all have asked the question, do they even play their own game?
How about raw
Does this answer?
You can hit it with raw chicken, you can hit it with anything.
Does this answer it? I think it does.
So you could kind of look at both and go, imagine playing that with it looking like that.
Even
and
there it
incredibly
looks
exciting. It's like, man,
beautiful.
when those two merge eventually, that's just
Even
gonna be
that
this
way it
incredible
looks
experience.
gorgeous.
Can I kill him with the chicken?
Yeah. I'm hiding in a barrel. Do you guys hear me? The other ship is approaching now. Get back to the ship.
I don't know what happened.
Free burps. We're watching the documentary. I think I'm gonna have to watch it again too, with less going on. Wow, Andy's hair has gotten really long. I just noticed that.
You died. Look at all of you.
Pretty amazing moment we took out their ship. Whose
Yeah,
ship did we
that was. Did you see that mask? It just went.
We couldn't have hoped for it to play out any better.
Afterwards, they couldn't stop talking. Like, we were trying to get into the next part of the pitch and everything, but they were just chatting, sharing stories all over lunch, and it was just proof of just the whole concept in action.
I admire Joe's bravery on that one, to throw them into the deep end and get them to play. We'd never done something like that before at Rare. There was no better tool than playing it firsthand to kind of truly understand what that game's about.
I felt amazement when I saw the ship's mast just blow off of the cannon.
That was awesome! Oh my god, it was so good!
I was sad when I was abandoned by half of my crew.
Oh.
We had a wheel of it.
Like, if anything, this shows how much love and care has gone into this game. And all these amazing people,
My
like,
phone was going crazy. You can
honestly,
feel the reactions.
thank you to the devs for putting their heart and soul into this game and creating this wonderful, wonderful world that we are all able to enjoy.
That resonates with
you know?
Meanwhile, back at Rare.
Oh my god! No
Our
way!
team's always had a fondness for pirates. We
Oh my
really
god, look
wanted
how
them to
young
understand
Joe
what it means
looks.
to be a pirate. So we decided to hire a pair of consultants.
The studio slowly.
I was commander.
Can I go to work like that? I know, right?
Just me and the grog.
I expensed £200 worth of gold chocolate coins from eBay. That triggered a worldwide fraud investigation at Microsoft because I claimed for it using the wrong claim code.
Oh no.
We're finding pirate hats and pirate coats. And Greg started writing pirate names for every single person that came in and played the game.
Bo's a great guy.
One new pirate joining us this week. We have Cheat.
Genuine and humble.
Quite often, the most notorious
And he's never
pirates would be
toxic.
given nicknames.
My pirate name is Vicious Vic.
He's a great
and
guy.
It's badass. I love it.
I am the Vile Vincent.
Bill Drat Beanland. Grog Swilling
Bill
Dylan.
Drat.
Devil's
Oh,
Kiss
Dylan!
Filthy Rich Simmons.
Dirty McMurtry, that's me.
Yes.
But there was a couple of people that.
Yes. He'll reckon alliances.
From the game through to everything we do, we try to make everything feel like it's Sea of Thieves.
Hush now, you sea urchin, just take it to
Yeah, that is the skeleton captain name, Sully. It is.
Basically pulling in a bunch of people from around the studio that wanted to voice act.
He wants them chests unearthed, found and stole. Just give them up and then you'll see pirate.
I didn't know that was Mike.
No, set.
Created in the game engine Unity, the prototype for Sea
Ah,
of Thieves
Devil's
is
Ridge.
designed for speed.
The water physics in the Unity prototype were like disgracefully bad. It was like terrible. It was just like a sine wave ocean, and it felt amazing.
Oh,
to play.
they're gonna
It feels
talk
like
about
Sea of
how
Thieves
they made the water now.
And then we got the ship on it, and the ship was just like.
I love the water.
What we typically do when we're keyframe animation is we're starting from scratch, figuring out how these characters act, you know, what they're going to do, what they're going to say. We film ourselves acting it out, and then we use the reference as a basis to animate. I think when people walk past us and see us, they think we're crazy. They think we're crazy people.
Sometimes I can tell who's done what movement.
We do put a lot of time, attention and love into making sure that the soundscape feels inviting, that nothing feels too oppressive or too invasive in terms of the mix.
The team decided that the music should support the player experience, not lead it.
You've got these sort of pockets of music throughout the game.
Robin is
and
a
it's almost like
genius,
the player is the
honestly.
arranger of the score. They could decide to go, I'm just going to sail over here now, or I'm going to get the fishing rod out, or I'm going to play a shanty. We scaled the battle music right back to the moment that your cannonball hit another ship.
If you slap on battle music, you're inferring that they should battle each other.
If you fire a cannonball and you hit another ship, you will get a sting to say, da-da-da-da, you've successfully landed a shot, so that it wasn't trying to sort of push a player down a certain path.
So I think the beautiful artwork, the beautiful water, the beautiful
I'm
audio
crying.
and music,
Shut
all
up,
of those things go to create a nice space to just exist in. When I play
Some of the
Sea
best
Thieves
sound
and
in
I come
any
across
game.
other people, most of the time, if they're not trying to shoot me, we end up getting drunk and playing music together.
You can play the concertina, and another person will join with the
I love
banjo,
Chloe.
and you'll play the same song, and the
I love
backing and
Chloe
the lead
so
parts will
much.
actually change, so it actually feels like you're playing as part of a band, so you're not just overlapping on each other.
That was kind of the approach we took with it. What would a
I
pirate
got a whole
orchestra
damn
sound
roll.
like?
Things are squeaky, they're creaky, nothing quite feels like it's
Actually
polished.
crying.
These are gnarly pirates, so if they get the odd note wrong, it really doesn't matter. In fact, that's better. It's just got to be a little bit warts and all.
John
Oh, the
and
drunk
Robin
music,
actually
so
went
clever.
to a shop which sells these very vintage, these very old second-hand instruments.
Went over and just tried different instruments out and see what they had there. One thing they did have was
Hurdy-gurdies,
a massive glass cabinet full
concertina.
of concertinas.
We kind
Oh,
of were playing
wow.
all the nice ones, and the guy in the shop.
We asked you to show us how excited you were for Sea of Thieves. You delivered.
Let's meet the lucky winners who will visit us here at Rare.
We were playing it and we were having all this amazing time, but, you know, no one from the outside world had seen it.
When
Where
you
was my
hand
invite?
that
No, I'm
world
kidding.
over to players, you're going to see things.
Just watching them take their first kind of steps into Sea of Thieves as a world, it was really magical.
Are we emptying it?
Usually walk a straighter line than this.
It just wrote itself. Just the adventures just came out and people were laughing and screaming and shouting.
Go to the boat, go to the boat.
Oh my god! You're leaving me behind!
Oh no! We've all been there, my friend. We've all been there. That's why I do the leaving
It
now.
was a triumph. And with the developers seeing fans experience the game the way that they had hoped, it was time to bring
I'm so
Sea of Thieves
emotional
to the
right
show
now. I'm
floor at
so sorry,
E3
chat.
2016.
I'm so
But
emotional
first,
right now.
Rare had a huge surprise.
We had such a diverse number of individuals come through the booths.
I'll keep reaching for the empty
without
bit.
sight. I have
Oh, Sailor's
absolutely
Combat!
no sight whatsoever. So I go on, I play the game, and it ends up working really well, just being told roughly where to steer. And we ended up navigating through the middle of a giant fight on the server between other ships, which
love
was
him.
amazing.
The fact that someone who can't see can play the game and have fun, it was just really heartwarming and just
Amazing
really validating
stories.
to see.
I have so many emotions, chat.
It was time to cast the net wide and invite thousands of players into the
Brave
game's insider
vanguards.
program to find out what the community would do with the tools that they were given.
We got first-hand feedback for the first time. What features resonated. We would increase the amount of players.
I wasn't
every
in
time we did it.
alpha.
We were sort of doubling it.
Believe
every
it or
single
not,
time.
I
Every
never-
step
I
of the
didn't
way,
play
you
alpha.
Find out kind of where's the next bottleneck.
I started the
That
first
was the
week.
first time we had people playing at
Oh my god, no, not the shark! Not the shark! No spot.
Losing features
Get
is
out,
always
spot.
difficult, especially when it.
Which meant that all of a sudden, like, millions more people would have access to Sea of Thieves. A few more millions more than what we were anticipating. So it was quite a shock for the team.
We're launching one of the biggest games that we've ever created, and it was almost like this live or die moment.
The white knuckle moment was, okay, how many of these
Richard,
millions of
please,
players are
let's
coming
talk
to play,
about this.
and do the service there?
I think on launch day we turned on something like 35 toggles that had never ever been turned on in the game before. And so that was a edge of your seat moment, turning them all on and saying, right, let's see what happens.
Complaints of technical issues, crashes, and when players could play, a general lack of
Just a
content.
tad bit.
It's definitely not a great game. I don't think it'll be a game that'll be very fondly remembered. 6 months from now, is there even going to be people playing this game? I don't know. I think time will tell when it comes to this.
We all knew that it wasn't the game we felt it could be.
I think we kind of
It's
knew
good that they're
we'd fallen
admitting
short
it.
in terms of the scope of that world, the depth,
See, people get very, you know, crazy.
There was definitely a dark
about
period
bugs,
just
about
before
everything,
launch
and about
just after, where
spam
it
and
felt like,
stuff, and
have we lost this moment?
they're
for
not
this
even
wonderful game
watching to
shine that we'd
realize
fallen in love with?
how much work the devs put into it. Their
Riding
heart
the
and
wave
souls.
of seeing the feedback,
They
seeing
know
the
when
laughing
stuff
and
isn't
joking
working.
on the streams, and seeing how
They
it's
know.
like resonating with our players. That wave started to disappear.
The first 2-3 days, we kind of put out about 40 patches to services to kind of adjust how we were coping
Flying
with the load.
ships was definitely hilarious.
To get out in front of you.
Was definitely hilarious.
Supported us, our community, our players.
We were almost a victim of our own success. We had so many people hearing about the game and wanting to play it that we just couldn't get enough servers online at the time. And so lots of people were experiencing, I bought this game and I can't get into it because the demand's too high.
Yeah.
This was really the first live service game that we'd launched, first real kind of AAA multiplayer shared world sandbox. And with that, obviously the team were amazing and they'd scaled to really match everything that was asked of them up until launch, where it was very overwhelming. The way that some people on the internet speak to each other isn't nice. A lot of things you can take to heart, especially when it's directed towards you.
You sometimes forget that there's literally a team of
Exactly what
200
Christina
human beings
says.
behind it all. When you have then someone say like, "Oh, this game's trash," like, you know, that genuinely does hurt.
Devs are people.
There's a lot of reviews of people saying like, game's fun, doesn't have content.
There was always that need for more.
I want more. Give me more.
I don't know. Most of Sea of Thieves is about making your own stories, so I had no problems finding things to go.
Fun bursts of dynamic gameplay that really make you feel like a real live pirate.
There wasn't a lot to experience in this, and that kind of bums me out, but like it's an awesome idea.
I feel like I barely touched the surface. But it has so much potential to grow and become so much more.
Day one, I always wanted to fight like a monster, like a creature.
Let's build a megalodon. Let's create this massive experience that brings players together.
More items to interact with.
How did I live before there were harpoons? No, seriously, how did I live before there were harpoons?
Designed to be a more dangerous area. There's less resources. Most of the islands have volcanoes on them.
I no, really. Well, yeah,
Fishing?
I'm glad they put that
Fishing?
in.
That was what? Fishing? Is that really what you want?
I was like, let me fish.
Because people just enjoyed spending time in the game.
Let me
They would
fish.
just go out
Let
and just
me
go fishing just for fun.
And while some fans were happy just fishing, others were a bit more demanding.
We wanted other food. We've had enough potassium. This is too much potassium.
I really wanted to name our ship. I wanted to have our own ship as a crew.
True.
Where we could
Way too much
decorate it
potassium.
and, make it our own.
Wow. Andrew's in chat.
The ones that come out of the water. Right?
Yeah, they spawned up alongside a ship and attacked you instantly.
There's no such thing as too much potassium. Wait.
That's unfortunate.
Wait. I feel attacked. I feel attacked. I feel attacked.
The anniversary update was huge.
It did sort of revive the game.
They just posted there's no such thing as too potassium.
It was really, really a magical time. Narrative content in the game.
Oh my God,
for the first
Antonio.
Time. That was something we'd never prototyped before.
Now this is what I like to see. A grand adventure, a fight to the death, and a great big pile of
All the devs are in chat, y'all.
Anniversary release.
They're all
we
there.
released Tall Tales. And Tall Tales
Oh,
was our first
Christopher!
foray into telling a series of stories within the world of Sea of Thieves.
There is a thing that's too much potassium. I know. Sea of Thieves just like said in the chat and pinned it. There's no such thing as too much potassium. Science is wrong. And I was like, I feel attacked.
Encourage crew members to.
And for pirates who cared less about exploring a sandbox and more about player versus player combat, a whole new game mode was added. The arena.
PvP in Sea of Thieves is an incredible part of the game. It's one of my favorite things to do.
When Arena first came out, that's when it was thriving. It was so much fun.
She looks so pretty. Kaida looks so pretty.
It's official. Sea of Thieves has become a
I mean, Kaida is always so
franchise
pretty,
that
but she
Xbox
looks
can hang their
especially
hats on.
gorgeous
It's amazing
in
what a year of
this.
development support can do to a game, especially.
We have done so much
It's
weird
Fox!
stuff. Killing the gold
Twigger!
hoarder
Oh my
with
God.
snakes only.
Oh my God,
Using
that
the
was
lanterns
Twigger
and
in there.
communicating from the ship to the islands.
I think I'm gonna
using
cry.
Morse code.
Our community is
throughout Sea of Thieves.
I'm
there's
sorry that
different
I'm
things
just
that kind of
smiling
mark
and
maybe
crying,
the
chat,
first
but
person
I don't
fall
want to
off a cliff.
interrupt
The first
it.
person who died on the ferry, the damned.
The most pirates slain during the technical alpha. So, you know, and they're like, oh,
My
I
favorite
wanted
tidbit
posted
about
this
the
really
early
feared
start was
pirate
the
slayer.
mermaid
When the game
rave
launched, I thought it would be
at
cool
center
to
map.
make
I wonder if they're gonna mention it.
Sea of Thieves controllers.
No way.
We should get.
Oh my god! Holy cow! Check it out!
So what Rare had done is they actually put this as an Easter egg inside the game, you know? To be inside of a game is quite legendary, you know?
You can see how much love and care is put into the game, and I think the community and the players are a reflection of that, of the love and how much work and dedication they put into it. I'm getting choked up.
Sea of Thieves is extra special for me because I'm playing with my wife. She's never played video games before, and so that's just really fun to share that with her.
Without the community, I wouldn't be able to play. Once they've realised, you know, what I can do, what I can't do, what I need help with, it's brilliant. This is the only game I really play where the community is such an integral core pillar of it.
I do have a health situation, so I can't really work a normal job. Through streaming and then getting into Sea of Thieves, it helps me kind of escape my reality when things are tough in life, and you're not going to keep thinking that you're ill all the time.
My youngest brother passed away at 22. Really, the only way I could get my other brother to talk was to get on in game with him, and he introduced me to Sea of Thieves. It gave us a place that wasn't awkward, you know, to laugh about things because we were both hurting.
Sea of Thieves
Logan
gave me a lot of purpose in my life. It pushed me to make a podcast. It pushed me to hone in on streaming.
No, there's so many captains in this chat.
And people came. They've changed my life.
After some significant changes to its original heading and a year of intense work, Sea of Thieves had built a passionate community who'd fallen in love with the world that Rare had created. It finally looked like smooth sailing ahead for the game, the developers, and their burgeoning band of adventurers.
Can we have some love in the chat, please?
I think what was challenging about 2020, you know, we
I
didn't know
would
how
get
long
that
it was going to
emotional,
last. We didn't
sorry.
know how we were going to work.
As a leader of an organisation, you always think back to
I love you,
experiences
chat.
you've had before and how can you draw on those. And the pandemic was
No.
totally different to all of those.
It was an incredibly surreal time.
I know
Wow,
you.
Everything that we do to run a business, you know, it doesn't fly anymore.
Before we even think about productivity and what we've got to do, what we've got to ship, it's like, how do we make sure that Rare, people's team, their project, the people they work with is
Those chairs
safe.
suck. Micah, are you trying to help me not to cry? Those chairs suck.
So I was in the studio for about 2 months in person, getting to know people, figuring out what everybody did, where everybody sat, how things worked, and then we would just, everything completely changed.
We were a very social-focused studio. You know,
The VOD will be there, and obviously it'll be on the Sea of
remotely
Thieves channel
with,
as well.
You know, a team of 20 or 30 people was something that, you know, we just didn't know how to do.
Goodbye, makeup.
It was a hard time for people in COVID. Just like this thing that interrupted the whole world. Obviously,
Yeah.
we all know that.
My hubby had leukemia as well, which didn't help. So we were really shut off from everyone.
I had a lot of concerns that I'd lose touch with my friends, that I'd come outside and be like, oh, my friends don't remember me anymore.
So it was really.
Oh, that actually happened to me. I am so emotional right now.
Connected through
How are you,
technology,
dear?
online video games.
You think this is my first rodeo?
My perception of what Sea of Thieves was shifted when COVID arrived.
I got their flag. I'm happy about that.
Originally, it was a game, but it meant
Showing
so
me
much
getting
more to people
flags. Thanks, Sea of Thieves. Making me look like a badass.
Sit on their ship and hang out. I found Sea of Thieves and I found streaming and I found
Howdy.
Twitch, and that was my release. That was my going out with friends and getting that bit of fresh air. It was a place where I could enjoy something and just be free.
I'm sobbing.
Like it's almost like a distraction simulator, right? Like, doesn't have that human connection.
I'm proud to be part of an industry that's able to offer that opportunity for people to connect.
Yeah.
It's really brought it home that it's not frivolous at all. You know, that people need to be entertained and they need something to do that's outside of the chaos that's around them.
We get some love in the chat. Oh, this, yes.
Wait, what? This is Pirates of the Caribbean? Jack Sparrow, Pirates of the
You're
freaking Caribbean?
A Pirate's Life was our collaboration with Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean.
Almost said the wrong beard. Beardly. I said the right beard.
When you
See?
say those words.
One Davy Jones.
This is why we're friends. Someone clip that, send it to him. Said the right one.
Let's go!
They basically kept everything for the Pirate's Life on the down low. Everything you ever want in this game.
Actually crying, my constant
and then to
state.
actually get to go play it like a week.
Expecting to get dismissed and thrown out, like we can never do that. There's no way we could ever pitch.
Honestly, that Telltale is so good. It's so good.
Matt turned to me and just went,
It feels like the ride.
we've got to do that now.
Captain Jack Sparrow, show yourself, you miserable cur.
I was just thinking about you, Phil.
You had this really clear goal. It was so exciting, and it kind of helped distract you from everything else that was going on.
I mean, I was homeschooling in one room and then going to the other room to have a call with Disney about what we were doing.
It was fun getting to work with Shelley on it.
That was really cool because we got to kind of work really closely together again, and it's something that I really enjoy doing.
They work so well together. They're like a superpower couple. Like honestly, like imagine working with your spouse on a daily basis. I'd probably end up charged with murder. But no, not those two. They're like hashtag relationship
For me and Andy
goals.
personally, it was a very difficult time because, you know, Andy's dad, my father-in-law, sadly passed away during that time. So there was a lot of kind of difficult time in the family.
Seriously,
grief and
like
heartbreak.
imagine working with your
And that's one of the
partner
last
and they're
things I
just
was
such an
spoken about
amazing
was-
team together.
Here's a pirate's life, you know, here's what we're going to do.
I love them
showing
both so
concept
much.
art for like what it's going to be. And I had that personal kind of pressure on myself to kind of realize that, and, you know, not just for players, not just for myself, but like in memory and in honor of him.
Oh, Andy. Oh my God. Andy making me cry again.
Sea of Thieves was just one of those games that just hit right for people in lockdown. There's been so many wonderful, wonderful stories that we've heard of people just saying, I'd have totally lost it. But this game kept me sane, kept me alive.
Chris. Whatever flag you fly, whatever course you chart, I hope that everybody's days are filled with as much camaraderie as mine. We are pirates, yes, but we are people too.
All of my friends were still with me, and we still got to spend time with each other.
It's not normality, but it's some semblance of normality. You know, just being around people.
It's not the pandemic that brought people together, it's people that brought people together.
Even on the worst days, you know, the day my dad passed, I didn't know what to do. So I went to my laptop and then I sent out an hour request because it made me happy.
We were due to get married in the summer of 2020, and then COVID happened. So I got the random idea to put it out there that I wanted to get married in the seas and see if there was anything that stuck.
The post got passed around the studio, like saying, how can we help out with this? We started up a custom server for them so they could celebrate with their friends.
We settled on Smuggler's Bay being our backdrop. We pulled all of the boats into
There's
that
so many
bay
tears
and had
that
them
it's
all
like
set up
everywhere.
nice and neat and even.
Yeah.
And then we decorated the entire beach. We had a seating section, we had an altar, we had treasure piled all over the place.
I was right in the middle of saying our vows. We had a skelly pop up with a keg.
Oh my
and I just
God.
remember like turning around, just running.
I mean, the whole entire time, everybody was just laughing and having the world's best time. There's never a dull moment on Sea of Thieves.
While many of us love to explore every intimate detail of a title through multiple playthroughs, these next nominees
All these
have
damn
held our
invisible ninjas
attention
cutting
through
onions, you're not
consistent
wrong.
Updates to their games.
Let's just get
that
some love in
manage
the
to
chat.
Engage, delight, and tell a story. And the BAFTA goes to Sea of Thieves.
Holding it.
Updates that were free to
Oh,
those
this was a
who say the
great
same,
song.
more potential within.
We've added captaincy.
We announced it with the song with John McMurtry singing beautifully in it.
And as this song will spell out, there's plenty to sing about.
Such a good
Now that
song.
you can finally be a captain.
It's such a good song.
definitely achieve that goal of players creating stories together. We hear them every day and we all take absolute joy in them as well.
We've had the privilege of being able to go to lots of events. You get to meet the people who are out there actually playing the game, and you get to listen to their stories, come back from those events. Everyone's like super buzzed because they come back and they can sort of spread that energy back into the team.
Sea of Thieves Fest was due to happen in 2020. The world conspired against that, but they managed to pull it off in 2022.
Woo woo! Longest Johns! Longest
Our
Johns!
expectations were just minimal. We had no idea how much of a success it was going to be.
Longest Johns!
We are the Longest Johns.
I
this
love
is Dave,
them!
Robbie, Andy.
Robbie!
My name's JD.
Oh my God,
it is such a fantastic
I
job.
love
Marcy.
JD
You'd have
and
guessed
everybody,
it had been going for many years and had loads of experience in it.
God, I
Loads of
love them
people did
so
go from the
much.
team and
Like,
just, I think,
I've
were
never
blown
loved
away and slightly
individuals as much as I
overwhelmed
love
by it, to know
them.
that there was this love for it.
There isn't a community that I've seen out there that is as connected
They're
and involved
so
as the Sea of Thieves
genuine and kind, like
Plan for the Sea of
actually
Thieves Fest
amazing
for this
human
year,
beings
big
in
and better straight
person.
away. We saw
We
what
got to hang out
achieved last year. We've already gone
and
bigger.
get drunk together. It was a lot of fun.
Sold out.
It's become more than a game now. People carve their own life adventures from this game.
Good morning. She does this. Rare truly lives up to their name. The heart and soul that they put into the game is felt all the way across.
This is not just a game, this is a community, and it's a community where you can meet people that will change your life. And I don't want to get emotional.
With Sea of Thieves and when I started streaming, it actually made me have my first income.
I am a full-time content creator now with a decent following on Twitch and on YouTube, and I'm able to do this full-time supporting my family. Sea of Thieves is the reason I started. They support the creator side of this game in a way that I haven't seen any other developer do.
I love this game so much. It has shaped so much of my career with streaming. It has touched my heart in ways I can't even describe.
I never in a million years would have thought that I would have met the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
It becomes just a place where a family that's not all living under the same roof anymore can still have those nice moments together.
Sea of Thieves has been such a huge part of my life. It means
Can we get some Sea of Thieves love in the chat? Can we get some love?
And help shape a game that can help create a world.
Oh, I bid farewell to...
Starting Sea of Thieves felt like the start.
They've been what's let Sea of Thieves carry on going for this long.
What an emotional roller coaster this has been.
People care about this game like more than a lot of people care about their games. It's a privilege to be able to say, we're trying to make it better every single day.
5 years since release, that's a huge amount of time, but we've done so much within it, but it honestly feels like a blur.
That's the exciting thing with
game, and now I get to
we've
stay with
still
my
got
little one, and he
so
loves
many
it. Oh my God,
ideas,
Bruce,
so much
this is the
potential,
sweetest
so
thing
many
ever. You're
opportunities, that what's next is that
too
we
wholesome.
keep making content for the game, we keep going from strength to strength, and we keep building on this core and this magical experience.
It's an interesting thought, isn't it? I don't think the game will ever be done. And I think it's been the voyage of a lifetime to get to this point. In many ways, where the story just begins.
I've heard this out every year.
I'll be saying it in 20. I'll be saying it in 20 years' time.
I'm not crying. I'm sorry.
All right, let's hoist up the thing, everybody. Later, I ran down the
Oh wow, it was so good.
Jumped on the deck and I yelled at the crew. I stopped the thing, bang down the what's it? What's that thing spinning? Somebody should stop it. Turn out to port.
Hi, Jared. Hi. You alright? Hi, it's me, the one you forced to see notifications about our requests every day.
Hi, it's me.
You will be adding our pets
Hilarious.
to Sea of Thieves. Really?
Email. Hi, how are you?
We will.
My heart is so full.
There is concept art. I can show you concept art. Do you want to see concept art?
I would love to see concept art.
Oh my God, they're putting owls in the game?
It's
Are
really
they
fun.
actually?
If I can share my screen.
Are they doing
so
it
you
for
wanna
him?
get webcam of my screen. Look at this fella.
Oh.
And there's its butt.
You did it! You did
This
it!
is, you know, owl whip, owl work in progress. So, owl pets are coming.
You did it! You did it! You did it! You did it! Yay! We're like Marvel now. There's post-credit scenes. Thanks spinning. Somebody should stop it. That's a port. Now I got it.
We did it! Hooray!
They did it. They did the owls. Trust me, I'm in control. Sea of Thieves soundtrack composed by Robin Beanland and Chloe Clark. Ah! Look at all you beautiful humans. Look at them all. Wait, is my name in the credits? Oh my god! I've never seen my name in the credits of anything. I'm like shaking. Oh, I'm sorry, that made me very emotional. What a roller coaster. Jim! They dedicated it to Jim. I can't. I'm freaking sobbing. I can't. Oh my god. They dedicated it to Jim. Oh, holy crap. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. I am, I'm having feelings. I'm sorry. Look at my makeup. It is everywhere. Oh my god. They dedicated it to Jim and Rob, and I can't. Oh my god. Oh, that was an emotional roller coaster. I had a whole damn thing of toilet paper for tissues. I did not expect to cry that much. I mean, like, I knew I was gonna cry, right? I just didn't know I was gonna cry that much. And then seeing Jim and Rob at the end. Whew, okay. Thank you so much for watching that with me, y'all. Oh my gosh. I can't believe like how much people put so much work into that, and thank you so much, Sea of Thieves, for letting me be a part of it. Thanks to everybody who put so much hard work into it, to the team that made it as well.